Ukraine has been crippled with blackouts after Russia launched nationwide attacks on critical energy and water infrastructure. A Russian fuel depot was destroyed after Ukrainian forces struck it with indirect fire outside of Dniprova in the Luhansk Oblast. While the Ukrainian countryside appears peaceful, the Russian depot suddenly caught fire. A dark plume of smoke rose above the eastern region. The attack comes as about 4.5 million Ukrainian civilians are dealing with power outages caused by Russian attacks on civilian infrastructure. The latest regions to be affected by blackouts are the southern Kherson province, where residents are temporarily without electricity and water. Russian forces have stepped up raids on civilians in the region in what Ukrainian officials have described as an ambush, as troops appeared initially to be fleeing southern Ukraine, despite the trap set by Russia. A Ukrainian army official said Russian forces were unable to make progress on the battlefield and had instead resorted to honing in on critical energy and water infrastructure. They want to hit energy facilities in the autumn-winter period first of all, because people's lives largely depend on them. This air terrorism will continue by all available means, Yuri Anat, Air Force spokesperson, told at a briefing in Kiev. It is clear that the missiles that will be received from Iran, if it is done, will be used at the energy infrastructure facilities, and the Russians will continue to strike with cruise missiles as well, he added. Iran is reportedly preparing to ship about 1,000 additional weapons, including ballistic missile and suicide drones, to Russia. In response, Ukraine's Air Force said the recently arrived weapons will help contain the threat of Iranian ballistic missiles reportedly being bought by Moscow. They must somehow be destroyed, probably from where they are launched. Because we have no effective means of fighting ballistic missiles, except for their physical destruction at the launch stage, the Air Force spokesperson added. Ukrainian President Zelensky has accused the Kremlin of resorting to energy terrorism as 4.5 million civilians are left without power following Russia's nationwide attacks. In October, a third of the country's power stations had reportedly been destroyed, according to President Zelensky. Due to the damage caused on critical infrastructure, Ukraine's state energy company Ukrenergo warned the country would be subjected to further power cuts, both scheduled and unscheduled. There will also be emergency outages in certain regions. They will be introduced by regional power distribution companies in case the deficit is bigger than planned. In case of emergency blackouts, electricity may be cut off earlier than planned and consumption restrictions may last longer, Ukrenergo said on its Facebook channel. The scheduled outages took place throughout Monday in Kyiv City and the regions of Kyiv, Chernihiv, Cherkasy, Zhytomyr, Sumy, Kharkiv, and Poltava. Kyiv Mayor Vitaly Klitschko said the capital must brace for the worst in the event of further Russian attacks on Ukrainian infrastructure. The head of Kherson's regional administration said Russia wanted to take civilians hostage and use them as human shields. The transfer or deportation of civilians by an occupying power from occupied territory is considered a war crime. In a separate development, Russia's Vladimir Putin said he had signed a decree imposing martial law on 4 Ukrainian regions, including Kherson, which Moscow annexed last month in a move rejected as illegal by the international community. The UK and France have pledged to help improve Ukraine's defenses after Russia hit the country with a wave of missile strikes on Monday. London promised to send air defense missiles, while Paris said it would deliver its own anti-aircraft defense systems. It comes as NATO defense ministers meet for a second day in Brussels on Thursday. Russia's latest indiscriminate strikes on civilian areas in Ukraine warrant further support to those seeking to defend their nation, said Ben Wallace, the UK's Secretary of State for Defence. So today, I have authorized the supply of AMRAAM anti-aircraft missiles to Ukraine. These weapons will help Ukraine defend its skies from attacks and strengthen their overall missile defense alongside the U.S. NASAMS. Meanwhile, Canada is to provide more than 47 million Canadian dollars, approximate 35 million euros, in new military aid to assist Ukraine in dealing with Russia's invasion, with the package including artillery rounds, satellite communications, winter clothing, and drone cameras. Germany has recently sent an Iris-T air defense system to Ukraine, and German Defense Minister Christine Lambrecht said 3 more would follow next year.